In this video, I'm going to review Nerve Control 911, a neuropathy product that some people think that might be a scam. So what's the truth behind it? After analyzing all of its aspects, I can say that it is indeed different from most neuropathy supplements, but in the good way. So here are all the aspects why I'm such a big fan of this supplement in my Nerve Control 911 review. Hi there and welcome back to my channel. I'm Molly from mysupplementadvice.com. I'm a pharmacist and I'm doing supplement reviews and health guides on this channel. So make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell to stay updated with my free tips and advice. I'm also going to leave you a link with the full version of this review in the description, so check it out if you want to see the written form of this review. Back to our supplement Nerve Control 911. Here's what we're gonna be looking at in this video. First, I will give you a quick summary on this product and then I will start my full analysis on it from its claims and producer up to its price. If you're ready, let's get to work. Nerve Control 911 is a unique neuropathy supplement. That's because it's not designed for nerve pain as most neuropathy products from the market. Instead, it's meant for general nerve health, which also includes nerve pain. In other words, it's helpful for preventing or reducing nerve damage, muscle pain, or for boosting nerve health. And in terms of nerve pain, it's also very helpful, but mostly for mild to moderate cases. So I would describe it as the best nerve calming formula. It's the best supplement I know for general nerve health after all. So if you want to prevent and heal your nerve damage, or if you want to reduce your mild pain, I strongly recommend going for Nerve Control 911. However, if your main problem is nerve pain, if it's really severe and if this is the reason why you need a supplement, I would rather recommend going for a classic product that is specially designed for nerve pain. I'm going to tell you more about that kind of product at the end of this review, so stay with me until then if you want to find out more about this. Now, let's start my full analysis on Nerve Control 911, talking about its claims and producer. As I already said, Nerve Control 911 isn't a classic neuropathy supplement because it's not designed only to reduce nerve pain. Instead, it's mostly made to boost and promote nerve health. So its pain-relieving properties are more of a bonus. Now, according to its claims, it's a nerve health breakthrough, it has a groundbreaking protection formula, and it's meant to produce fast results. I already mentioned its benefits before, but as I said, they are mostly general and they don't only include nerve pain. So from this point of view, Nerve Control 911 really is a revolutionary product because it's one of the few supplements designed for general nerve health. And it helps more than people with nerve pain, so it's useful for a larger group of people. That's why it's a supplement that really deserves to be praised because you cannot find too many neuropathy products of this kind. As for its producer, it's made by a brand called Fittage Laboratories, which is a company with a pretty long history behind and a wide range of products. These brand supplements are pretty natural in terms of ingredients, so obviously they're also pricier. Actually, Nerve Control 911 looks pretty good from this point of view, surprisingly. But in terms of reputation, this brand looks really trustworthy, so you can buy their products without any worries. I have to tell you that for a nerve pain remedy, Nerve Control 911 does not have a great formula. It lacks the most spot-on ingredients in terms of pain relief, it's mostly based on anti-inflammatory herbs, and its ingredients are pretty uncommon. But for a nerve support remedy, it actually has a really good formula. So even though its ingredients are not amazing when it comes to relieving nerve pain, they surely boost nerve health better than anything else. So from this point of view, Nerve Control 911 has an excellent composition. Now let's take a closer look at its main active ingredients. First of all, there's passion flower herb powder, which is really helpful when it comes to decreasing nerve pain. That's because it has a strong pain-relieving power, it's helpful against the anxiety caused by nerve problems, and it also has some clinical evidence behind. Next, there's marshmallow root, an ingredient which is pretty uncommon in neuropathy supplements, but even so, it has some unique benefits. It heals irritated nerve endings, promotes healing, decreases inflammation, and it prevents against nerve damage. Up next, there's Corydalis powder, a herb which is pretty famous for its benefits for the nervous system. It prevents and reduces nerve damage, decreases consequent pain, and it reduces anxiety and depression. So it boosts nerve health in several other ways despite not being an anti-inflammatory. Coming up, there's prickly pear, and in case you heard about the nopal cactus, well, prickly pear is a compound found in this herb. And in terms of nerve benefits, it seems really helpful. It prevents nerve cells from damage or loss of function, and it also promotes nerve health. So it's more of a general nerve health ingredient. And the last ingredient from this product is California poppy seed, which has more of a calming effect. It decreases anxiety and insomnia, calms down the nervous system, and it can also relieve some types of nerve pain. Now, the problem with this compound is that it can sometimes slow down the nervous system too much, but Nerve Control 911 contains a pretty low dose, so it's really safe from this point of view. And concluding, this supplement has a really good formula when it comes to general nerve health. That's actually exactly what makes it unique compared to other neuropathy products. So if you want a supplement with general neuropathy benefits, I strongly recommend Nerve Control 911. The supplement pills are pretty easy to take for a neuropathy supplement. They're designed as capsules, they're covered in gelatin and have some average dimensions, so they're pretty easy to swallow. In terms of dosage, according to the label, the serving size is 2 pills per day, so you need to take 2 pills every day. It's up to you whether you take them together or space them out. The point is that you should take 2 every day and you should be fine. I usually analyze a product's customer feedback in order to see how it really works. But when it comes to Nerve Control 911, that was pretty hard because it has very few authentic opinions online. Now, this supplement is only available on its official website. It has no page on different retailers, so there are no reviews available there. On the other hand, you can find some reviews about it on the internet, but none of them is on a trustworthy website, so they look pretty general and biased. Now, it's true that Nerve Control 911's official website does have some customer opinions, but as in many other cases, I can't really tell how authentic they are. There are only about 3 customer experiences. All of them are highly praising the product, so they are very positive. One says that it really helped with nerve pain, muscles, and insomnia, and another one praises the supplement's pain-relieving properties. Now, these opinions might be authentic or not. It's totally up to you to decide whether you trust them or not. But concluding this chapter, Nerve Control 911 doesn't have any real customer opinion. It does have a couple of general reviews, but those are not very relevant in terms of personal experience. As you can expect, I didn't find absolutely any complaint on Nerve Control 911 at this chapter. Still, I consider it a pretty safe supplement because its formula is mostly based on herbs, which cause side effects very rarely and only if they come in really high doses. But in Nerve Control 911, the doses are in the average range, so they should be safe. Now, I do recommend taking this supplement on a full stomach because in this way you avoid any possible digestive side effects. But whether you take it while eating or afterwards, that doesn't really matter. Nerve Control 911 is a bit expensive overall if you ask me. It's true that it costs the same as other high-quality neuropathy supplements, but that doesn't make it less pricey, to be honest. Now, the supplement's lowest price is on its official website. The regular price is $69 per bottle, but it gets much better if you buy this supplement in bulk. In the best case, it costs around $49 per bottle and shipping is also free. I also want to mention that you can get 10% off for any order with a VIP membership. This means you sign up for some sort of auto shipping, you receive 4 bottles every 4 months, and that's a final price of about $45 per bottle. Honestly, I wouldn't recommend going for this last option. Actually, I wouldn't recommend signing for auto shipping in any product. There are some brands that make it really hard to cancel your subscription, so you end up paying a lot of money for products that you don't want anymore. I'm not saying that's the case of Nerve Control 911 as well, but I've seen this strategy in many brands, so it's better and safer to avoid subscriptions. I also want to point out that this supplement is only available on its official website, so you cannot find it in local retailers or shops. Also, it ships in pretty much every country in the world, so not living in the US shouldn't be an issue. Here's how I would sum up my opinion on Nerve Control 911 in 3 ideas. First, it's really the best supplement I know in terms of nerve health. It has a bunch of additional benefits other than relieving pain. So that's what makes it unique compared to classic neuropathy supplements, which are only designed to relieve the pain. And lastly, no matter how good this supplement was, it's truly not perfect. And its high price is definitely the biggest downside it has. I'm not saying it's overpriced because it's totally worth the money. It's only that it can be hard to afford on the long term for some budgets. So, is Nerve Control 911 worth buying or not? Honestly, it's pretty much worth buying, but only if you need a general nerve health supplement. It's the best from the market from this point of view. It has several additional benefits for anxiety, muscle health, and others, and it has an excellent formula based on herbs. In other words, I recommend it in one of the following situations: easy to moderate nerve pain, early stages of neuropathy, or preventing neuropathy from progressing. As I said, it's not the best choice for severe nerve pain, so if that's your problem, I recommend another product instead. But if you want to improve your nerve health while decreasing your pain, this supplement is definitely my top recommendation. So Nerve Control 911 is surely worth the money if it's suitable for your problem. Now, I know I promised you to give you an alternative for nerve pain, and I was talking about the best supplement I know from this point of view, Nerve Renew from Life Renew. This product is the best for severe nerve pain, so if this is your problem, it's much better than Nerve Control 911. It has the best formula I know, superior forms of ingredients, it causes no side effects unlike classic medication, and it has lots of satisfied users behind it. In terms of price, Nerve Renew and Nerve Control 911 cost exactly the same. None of them is very cheap, but both of them are surely worth the money. Each of them is actually the best in its field, so it's totally up to your exact problem which you should choose. I'm going to leave you my detailed review on Nerve Renew in the left part of my screen. Check it out and decide which of these two supplements is more suitable for your problem. See you next time.